In this video, I'm bringing you the ultimate guide to living in Roswell, Georgia. This video, we're going to cover everything you need to know. Fun stuff to do, jobs, schools, culture, history, and so much more. Keep watching to get the full rundown of this historic Atlanta suburb of Roswell, Georgia. I'm Rip the Realtor, and we're going to be diving into Roswell, Georgia. Like a lot of cities around Atlanta and in the state of Georgia in general, Roswell is really old. It was founded back in 1839. The founder, Roswell King, employed a textile mill by harnessing the mighty power of the Chattahoochee River. The area officially became a city in 1854. In the early days, this city was surprisingly advanced in terms of technology. Back in 1901, they were one of the first places to introduce a new technology called the telephone. Service was available, but back then it couldn't have been very far-reaching because each phone number was only one digit. It's possible one of those digits belonged to Martha Roosevelt, the mother of the future president back then. She grew up in Roswell in a house which still stands today called Bullock Hall. She also married Teddy's father in the same building. Fast forward to modern day, Roswell is now ranked as one of the safest cities to live in the entire U.S. Despite being the 8th largest city in the state, it's also been chosen not once, but twice by Atlanta Magazine as the best place to live in the Atlanta metro area. Since the Roosevelts, other celebrities have also been born and raised here. The comedian Jeff Foxworthy and the guitarist from REM are two examples. Top employers in the city include the Kimberly-Clark Corporation and North Fulton Regional Hospital and the city of Roswell. Now, in 2010, Roswell had a little over 88,000 residents. Now it's closer to 95,000. It's a big increase for sure, a growth rate of 7.3% to be exact. But it's not growing quite as fast as some other nearby areas. Maybe one reason why people aren't as willing to just flock over here is because homes are pretty expensive. The average current home value, according to Zillow, is about $504,000. It's way higher than Atlanta or the state average. And it also marks a 16.5% increase in just the last year alone. Cost of living in Roswell is still lower than the national average by 3%, but it's not as low as most places in Georgia. But for that extra dough, you get a nice return when it comes to the place you're living in. Ask Niche.com and they'll tell you that in the state of Georgia, Roswell is the 8th best suburb overall and the 12th best suburb for raising a family. Schools are also very well ranked. Milton High School and Roswell High School are both ranked in the top 25 statewide, both of which offer AP, advanced placement courses. Niche.com gives Roswell an A on schools and an A+ overall, which is, kind of like the best grade you can get. Roswell sits just west of Alpharetta and Johns Creek. By car, you're probably about 20 to 30 miles north of Atlanta, and maybe 50 minutes or less gets you to Atlanta's massive international airport. You're also nice and close to a lot of different Georgia highways like 9, 92, 120, 140, and 400. So this is a pretty centralized spot and it's easy to get around. In addition to checking out Bullock Hall, where Teddy Roosevelt's parents got married, you can also go on the Roswell Ghost Tour. Apparently there are all kinds of stories about haunted mill workers' apartments and scary stories involving old mansions. You'll hear them all if you take this tour. There's also plenty of more cheerful events too. Roswell is big on festivals and parades. It's home to the largest Memorial Day ceremony in Georgia. There's also a huge 4th of July fireworks show, a plastic duck race / fundraiser. There's lots of great parks in Roswell too. Riverside Park hosts an annual free concert series and also grants access to the Chattahoochee River, where you can canoe, you can kayak, fish, picnic. Another great spot is Old Mills Park, which features a covered bridge and trails leading to historic sites from the 1800s like a machine shop and, you guessed it, old mill ruins. Now when you're done running around in nature and have to start adulting again, you'll easily find places for grocery shopping. Roswell's got Sprouts, Aldi, Lidl, Kroger, Publix, Trader Joe's, the list goes on. And you're only a 12-minute drive from the North Point Mall in Alpharetta. Has 138 stores, including a couple of big ones like JCPenney's and Macy's. There's an AMC theater there too, as well as the Cheesecake Factory. I don't have to tell you their specialty. Another close by mall is the Perimeter Mall. Throughout Roswell, you'll find your Targets and your Walmarts and your Costco's. All that stuff is totally available and easy to get to. As for food, well, you're still in that Atlanta metro area, so lots of options in and around Roswell. The key spot to visit is Canton Street, which is basically the downtown area. A client of mine once said this is the cutest part of town. I can't say I disagree. Some of the highest rated places to eat on Google are Table and Main, which is in a restored cottage. 1920 Tavern is an upscale 1920s themed restaurant. There's also Sweet Charlie's if you want to try the best ice cream in town. And Land of a Thousand Hills Coffee, my personal favorite and pretty much a daily go-to. You can also try the Brookwood Grill, which is another highly rated local spot and happens to be right in front of my brokerage office. Convenient. I've been doing a lot of these ultimate guides and hopefully this was helpful, but I also know there's a lot to cover and a lot of different people have different questions, which is why I'm making myself available to y'all if you have any questions. Here's my cell phone number so you can reach out if you have any questions, and I'd love to be a resource, especially if you could just need a familiar face as you think about moving here from out of town. Also be sure to subscribe and check out my other videos where I talk about the suburbs of the ATL. Until next time, peace.